No, it worked.
It worked. Hello, everyone, my queens, my princesses, my empresses, and my warrior goddesses. Tamara was here a second ago, and she was looking really good. She'll be back, I'm sure.
I know. She had a fabulous headgear on.
I know, and she's
Loved
laying
it.
by the pool, and we were all very envious over here in Massachusetts. I don't know about everybody. Oh, there she's back.
You look gorgeous. You are our mermaid queen today. How are you?
You know, I feel a lot better than I did last week. So, I mean, I'm making progress.
That's
Little by
awesome.
Good.
That's awesome.
For those of you ladies that don't know, Gail already knew. I took it for granted. I have COVID, and so I've had like a really rough week and a half.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, and none of you are to put masks on right now. We don't.
Okay, all right, good. I'm fully vaccinated, so.
What? I can't get it through a screen?
Right?
I didn't
Is there?
know.
Apparently, you can get it by walking by people in the grocery store. You know.
I know.
So, well, I'm glad that you're feeling better enough, and I'm so happy that you feel good enough to join us. So, yay! Thank you for being
Yes,
here.
Yes.
Me too.
Awesome. All right, so we have a few people that might join us as we go. And Lorraine is here. She's going to do the training today. But you know what we do as our practice here. There you go, Tamara. Exactly. We're going to go around the room, and we're going to ask each of you, what is your realm? What is your magic? And what is your drink? Okay? So let's start with Sue, because she's in the upper left corner as I'm looking at the screen.
Okay, so my magic is my jewelry. I don't make it, by the way, just to be clear. I just buy it in Poland, sell it in the United States. And my...
That's your magic.
That's
or is
right.
that your realm? No, your magic is something different.
Okay, so my magic is, according to this young lady, that if you're looking for a gift for yourself or somebody else, I can find it. I have it. I have it. I'll ask you a few questions. I have it. I didn't realize that was a gift. I just can do that. So, and my drink is the Botanist. G&T.
Nice.
Yes.
Love it.
It's because it's 70 degrees.
Gin and tonic is the best crisp summer drink.
It is. And it has to be, for me, it's got to be 70 degrees.
Or warmer.
Or warmer. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, you gotta have rules. You gotta be this old, you gotta have rules.
That's right. That's right. There's not enough time left for fiddly-faddling and all of that. It's like, no. The rest of this is all just the way I want it. Right, Sue?
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. I would also say that your magic is in raising some pretty amazing human beings.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, they turned out pretty good, didn't they?
They did.
And I didn't kill them along the way.
You know, you need a gold star for that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lots of gold stars. It was real touch and go on this one for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I should really have white hair.
Right?
I should.
You earned it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad somebody recognizes that.
Tracy?
But God decided, no, I wasn't having white hair, and that's that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what can I tell you?
You do. Yep.
All right, Miss Tracy. What is
Me.
your realm? What is your magic? And what is your drink?
My realm is the kitchen and making magic in there, specifically when it comes to shortbread cookies. And my most recent creation that I've done, not sure if you guys can see this on my phone or not.
There we
right
go.
there.
We got an odd angle. There we go. What is that?
It's
a
a
crown.
tiara.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, that's awesome.
I'll have to post it into the group. but-
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so you get a less dodgy angle on it.
Awesome. I don't remember that tiara from before. That is gorgeous.
It's new. Thank you.
Beautiful.
There's
Yeah,
yes.
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's tipsy too.
I
so.
saw that. I noticed. That's awesome. Awesome.
Oh,
All right.
and I too am having a G&T.
Awesome. Very cool. My sister loves gin. I prefer vodka. So I do vodka tonics.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why.
We
I've never
found
developed
this,
a taste for
the
gin.
botanist, actually, when we were in Scotland. We went to the Bruichladdich distillery,
Yeah.
and Al and his friend took a tour, and my friend and I were not that interested. So they kept trying to give us booze at this little kiosk thing. And I'm like, he said, try our new gin. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't like gin. I think it tastes like I don't know what, but awful.
Mm-hmm.
And so day 2 at Bruichladdich, I said, you know what? I'm just going to try the gin. This gin is like no other gin I've ever had.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, they don't do it with the juniper that typical gin has.
Oh, is that the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The next time you go to Vegas and see Mike,
Uh-huh.
get him to give you a G&T, a little one, with the botanist, and see if you don't maybe like. I mean, I'm not trying.
You might no, you might be right. It might be the juniper that I'm not fond of.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like because like.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is completely different, and it's made out of. I'm doing a commercial. It's made out of all the things that grow on the Isle of Islay in Scotland.
No kidding.
Yes, and the people on Islay actually pick the botanicals and bring it to be distilled.
That's really cool.
So it's kind of a cool. I like the story.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
all about stories. I love stories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, quick question for you. Did was it Rue or Ralph reached out to me, and I told him to reach out to you yesterday because he was looking for some stuff to help his wife.
I have not had anybody with that name reach out to
Okay.
me.
All right, then I'll follow up with him. All right.
Please, yeah.
Because he reached
And if
out to
you
me for
want-
some recommendations, and I'm like, our show
Okay.
has a sponsor. This is what you need to go ask her for. And
Right. Okay. Great. Awesome. Thank you.
You're
Appreciate it.
awesome. Yay! Okay, I'm just gonna go next because I've been waiting to make my drink.
Okay. Let's do it.
So we're starting with a little bit of Crown Royal Peach.
Very nice.
Ooh,
Very good. Very good.
Sure, I'd like that.
I'm not gonna pour the whole thing in here, but some of it. And then a little bit of Seagram's, right? Schweppes, sorry. Wow. Schweppes.
Ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
With
Okay.
ginger ale, yeah. Now, I personally prefer Werner's because Werner's has a heavy enough ginger to it that it doesn't get dispersed in the flavoring of the drink. In my opinion, Schweppes and Seagram's are a little light to mix, but they're good ginger ales. But that's what I have, so cheers.
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 So
Cheers.
I did it backwards. My name is Gail Nicholson. My realm is recovery, and my magic is making the nightmares go away. And my drink is of my own creation.
Yay.
Yeah. All right. So, Tamara, you ready?
Yeah, sorry about that. My unicorn was trying to escape.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I know.
Did the
that sounds
batteries
really-
die in the electric fence? What?
No. I wonder if you guys. How do I turn my camera to show you guys?
There should be like a. Are you on your phone? There's a little square.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. How do I get to my picture so I can?
Oh, I don't know if you can when you're in Zoom.
Oh,
Oh, I
hey,
see.
it's behind
there
you.
it
Behind
is.
you.
Oh,
I
great.
love it.
So
I have
fun.
Oh, see,
down
It's
It's
unicorn's
tipsy.
already tipsy. Yeah,
but
tipsy unicorn.
very good. So my best friend bought me a 6-foot inflatable unicorn. It's a
Wow.
sprinkler.
The water
So
comes out of its horn. I
Yes.
hope that's where it comes out of.
Yes.
Get
It's-
out. Oh, that's so fun.
and it shoots it really high into the air.
That's awesome.
It's- Absolutely magical. I'm in love with it, and it was like $10. Everyone should have one. I've decided.
Was it on Amazon or someplace else? Do you know?
She got it from Walmart, but I'm sure that you could buy it on Amazon.
Oh, you can buy everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. They have it at our local Rite Aid here too. But she's absolutely amazing. I named her Susie. She's great.
She's awesome. I love her.
Okay, so I guess when you first said what's your realm, what's your magic, I misunderstood and I thought you meant like actual literal. So it took me a minute to catch on. We were talking about in business, not like actual witchcraft.
But you can say that too if you'd like.
But that works too.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Among the people are in this group, it works great.
Yeah.
That works, yeah.
As far as work goes, it's the digital realm, and my magic is helping people create systems and foundations for their marketing. As far as like actual real life, my realm would be the kitchen, and I'm an earth witch. I make essential oils for people and gift baskets, tinctures, and spell boxes.
Nice.
Only on request and not for sale or profit. But
that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that
very
about
much.
you. That's wonderful to
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah.
you know, it's one of those things like I've been a practicing witch since I was 11, and you just don't really tell a lot of people because I got in a lot of trouble and I got made fun of and I got picked on in school.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just something I've always kind of kept to myself. And it's weird to see the emerging kind of consciousness about it and the changes in attitude where people are talking about, you know, essential oil healing and crystal therapy and all of these kind of newer things that aren't really new. People are just more accepting of it now.
Right.
And
Right.
so it's nice because I'm starting to be able to talk to people about it. But it still feels really out of place sometimes to speak it out loud to people I don't know. So
I totally get that. Even we were on Krista and Damaris and I were on a show this past week, right? And we gave them our bios, and Krista titled the bio that I sent her as the word wizard, because wizard is a safer word in the general public than witch.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
Very true.
Yeah.
And then I'm just drinking Coors Light because it's refreshing and fantastic and kind of like water. So
yeah. And considering that you're still not 100%, that's the right beer for you.
right.
Yes.
Well, I also have this giant gallon of water in front of me as well that I've been working on. But
Oh, that's good.
I was just getting really bored of water. It's been water.
Yep.
I am a gin lover though, and you guys mentioned gin. There's one called Native Gin by Vivacity. Absolutely groundbreaking, most delicious thing ever. I don't know if it's nationwide yet though. It might still be just local. Like we have one here called Abaquah Falls Gin, and it's only local to like Silverton and Salem.
Oh, so super local.
They brew it here in my hometown of Silverton. And it is probably the best gin I've ever had.
Small
You
batch.
guys talking about gin made me think, dude, I would love a gin and tonic right now. In my
I know
yard.
a guy that can hook you up. I don't know if it'll get there in time.
Huge fan.
Awesome.
Oh, well, let's see. Drizzly apparently carries Native Gin. So
Is that a
there's
store near you? I've never heard of that.
Drizzly?
Yeah.
They actually are a company based out of Boston who delivers booze.
Oh, actually,
I'd like to work for them.
I may not have heard from them, but I might have received from them because Bill has a client that has a rental house here that he takes care of the pool for that lives in Canada. And like every other month or so, there'll be a case of Coors Light on our front porch, guy.
Oh, nice.
I got a sign for it.
Yeah, they're like the Grubhub of booze.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. That sounds
Wow.
gangster.
Yeah. Look at the gorgeous cat. Sorry.
We have an unexpected visitor.
We love
Yeah.
Wasn't
kitties.
invited, but I hope she's welcome.
Oh,
Jamie's
always
not
welcome.
born.
She's
Oh,
gorgeous.
look at that face.
Is that a Maine Coon? Can you lift her up a little
No, she's just
A
bit?
cat.
Fluffy tabby,
a
huh?
tabby.
She's
Yeah. A
beautiful.
long-haired tabby. She's got a little mark on her head. Can you see it? It looks like
Yes.
Flash. It's an orange mark. This is Squeakers, by the way.
Oh,
She's
so
beautiful.
cute.
Squeakers.
So sweet.
Yeah. She was the runt of the litter, and I adopted her when she was
Good.
just a baby. Yeah.
The runts are, for me, anyways, being the runt of the family, I always got the runt of the litter growing up. And they're the sweetest, most
Eh,
cleverest, loyal. Even cats, they're just like, thank you for not drowning me. Yeah.
She's really smart too. And
Yeah.
and I trained her. I don't know if she'll do it this time, but usually I'll train her. I'll say, give me a kiss, and she'll lick my nose.
Aw.
That's what a kiss is.
Well, let's
Have
see.
a kiss. Give me a kiss.
Aw.
Don't be cheap.
Aw.
Don't be cheap. That's being cheap. Oh, good girl.
Oh,
Good girl.
How sweet.
She's so cute. She's beautiful.
She is so cute. She's very nosy, and I haven't given her much attention today, so she's of course has to be around me. And if I would have locked her out of the room, she just would have scratched the door and pushed it open, pushed her way in anyway. So I figure
Why not?
yeah.
she can just join us and chill.
There you go.
She's
Yeah,
pretty
absolutely.
All right, so
pretty quiet.
sneakers. What is your realm?
Squeakers.
Squeakers.
Sneakers.
Squeak. I
Sneakers.
thought it was sneakers, like she sneaks through the door when she's
No.
not supposed to. A friend of mine used to call his wife Wally, and then conversation was, why do you call her that? And he said why, and I'm like, oh, well, that's not why I thought. And she says, well, what did you think? And I said, well, I thought he called you Wally because talking to you is like talking to a wall.
Oh my.
Yeah, that was an uncomfortable moment after that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I thought that of her. I thought he thought that of her.
Right,
Oh.
right, yeah.
But I shouldn't have said it. Anyway,
Too
squeakers.
late.
What is your realm? What is your magic? And what is your drink?
So my realm is words.
No, hers.
Oh, hers.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
want to hear
we
from
want to hear from the cat.
Squeakers. Her
she's
drink
like
is obvious.
wicked.
Do you want to know what her? I'll start with her drink because it's hilarious. Bailey's with milk.
Okay.
She loves Bailey's with milk.
I love it. I'm glad I asked.
Yeah.
Her realm is my apartment because that's pretty much where she is, or my
Okay.
mom's place. And her superpower or her magic is being
Yeah.
able to travel in a car without making a single sound.
Oh, that is big.
That's great.
She,
That's-
I'll just carry her, or she'll jump up and I'll say, okay, go get in the back seat because my father picks me up to bring me over to his place, and I've been bringing her there ever since she was a little kitten. So she can travel in a vehicle. Like people are so surprised when they look at her and like she's so
Yeah.
calm and she just looks. And,
My best idea today.
yeah, she's an
Yeah.
excellent traveler.
Nice.
Okay.
That is really
Proud of
amazing though,
the
because I remember just trying to move the last time from one house to another, and just trying to get my cat there.
Feel like a queen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, usually you have to put them in a carrier.
Yeah. Well, she
And-
jumped
and,
out
you
of
know.
the box I had her in, and the poor thing was on the dashboard, roaming from one
Oh.
side to the other, and I'm just like,
Oh.
it's okay, I'm gonna get you there as soon as I can. But
Oh.
to have a cat
Bobby
that's
pins.
that's normalized, just driving in a car, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, she just
That's
does it like
great.
like an everyday occurrence. Like it's no big deal to her. And it's so funny because like my father doesn't live very far from me, and we only go down 2 streets. I mean, after we make the turn, it's like a block, and then she knows when we're there.
Mhm.
She prepares herself to get ready to jump out of the car. Like she can't wait to get there. It's hilarious, really. Yeah,
That's awesome.
she's quite the little cutie.
All right, Miss Lorraine, now it's your turn. What is your
Okay.
realm? What is your magic? And what is your drink?
Okay, so like squeakers, my drink is Bailey's with milk. Although for the most part, it's tea, and that's what I'm drinking today. Honestly, it looks like Bailey's with milk, but it's not. And I don't drink much because I'm on medication. So yeah, unfortunately for that.
Don't
And
feel any
my
kind
realm
of
is a
weirdness
sorry.
about that, because people come in here and drink water all the time. You don't
Yeah.
have to be a drinker. You just have to have the fancy glass.
Oh well,
Right.
I didn't bring my fancy glass. I just brought my everyday mug. No.
So that is
I
now
have really
the
nice
chalice of
crystal
Reguly.
chalices though. Oh, they're beautiful. They were my grandmother's.
Ooh.
I love
Anyways,
angels.
yeah. So my realm is words.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to do with words. And
Words.
my magic, yeah, words.
Okay.
So my magic is working with words and transforming them, writing them, editing them, doing all wonderful things with words, making them better.
Nice.
Mostly other people's. As I work as an editor, that's where I make most of my money, by
Okay.
editing other people's books and
Okay.
helping them become authors. I'm an author as well. So words, anything to do with words. And my business, ironically, well, not ironically, fittingly, is called Wording Well.
Yes.
That's great.
Wording Well. Yeah.
Nice.
Please continue to talk, because right now I'm going to make sure that you can share your desktop if you need to.
Oh, I actually, I won't need to.
Okay.
I will be
I'll come back.
sharing a link in the chat
Okay.
later for everyone to copy, and you can also include the link in, the show notes, or when you're like distributing the show on social media, sharing it, you can share the link there as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, so what I did instead is I actually just made a little outline of what we're going to be talking about today. So
Okay.
did you want me to just dive right in, or how
Yes,
do
I
you want
would.
to
That's why you were the
structure
last
this,
one to
Gail?
identify yourself.
Okay, so I'll just give you a little bit of a backstory about me. When I became an author the second time 4 years ago in May of 2017, I started doing podcasts as a way of helping promote my book, because like Gail, in the realm of helping people and making the nightmares go away, my book, From Nope to Hope, is all about helping people overcome their depression, their suicidal thoughts, their demons, whatever they may be, and leading a happier, healthier life. So I started doing a bunch of podcasts as a way of, because it was something different, something different as a way of promoting, being in front of other people, promoting your book, and making new connections with people, which is so cool, because like I'm a talker and I love talking to people. So when Gail and I were talking the other day, she asked me about if I would do the training about what to include on a one sheet, or your like podcast sheet that you send to people when you're going to be on a podcast, because she really liked mine. And I said, sure. So there's 6 really important components that should be definitely included. And the first one on the list is bios. And it's plural because you need to provide a bio of different lengths because some people might want like a 2-line one. Some people might want a medium length one. Some people might want a longer one. So it's important to have a couple of different ones written so that the host can choose which one they want to include. So for example, let's see here. So my like 2-line bio would be, Lorraine Reguly's life journey is inspirational. Her book From Nope to Hope will help anyone lead a happier life. Lorraine offers writing, editing, and author assistant services via Wording Well. So short, concise, right to the point. Then I have a little bit longer of one where it tells a little bit more information. So and it's not super long, so I'll just read it to you as an example. Lorraine Reguly is an author and English teacher who is now a freelance editor, blogger, and entrepreneur. Her life journey is motivational and inspirational. Lorraine's book, From Nope to Hope, is designed to help anyone who wishes to lead a happier life. It contains a built-in workbook and is available on Amazon. Lorraine offers 4 different services through her business Wording Well, including writing, blogging, editing, and consulting or coaching or mentoring. She also helps others become published authors. Connect with Lorraine by emailing her at lorraine@wordingwell.com or via Facebook Messenger.
So that's the mid-size one, right?
Yeah, so that's the mid-size one. And then you
About
can also...
how many words is that?
That one was 86 words, and the first one was 30.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now, I also, there's bios of different lengths on my author website, which is lorrainereguly.com. And I'm going to include a link in... The link that I'm going to send you is going to have like all this information, and you'll be able to see the other different ones, because there's like ranging from, short 2 lines to medium to longer to even, fully longer, which is what my Amazon author page, it has like the full length one. So it's a good idea to be able to give your podcast host that choice of what to say about you. So if you have it already pre-written, it saves them the time of having to figure out like, well, what's important about this person that I want my audience to know. Like, so if you have something already pre-written for them, that way they can just pick and choose whatever one they want to use.
Yeah. So
That's great.
This is great.
That's the
So
first
if we provide like 3 bios, right? I'm getting the first one to be like 2 lines, 30 words, right? Second one, yours was about 86 words, so under 100 for medium size.
Right. That would be a
the
fair
longer
assessment.
one, how many words do you think that it should be so that it doesn't become, a small autobiography?
I would say anywhere between maybe like 150 and 300.
Okay.
150 to 250, 200 to 300. Once you get more than 300 words, I think that's a little bit too long. But it depends on the situation and what the host wants to include. Like, I've been on podcasts where she has talked like a full, whole page paragraphs all about me, written a whole introduction. Even in her emails, when she sends out her emails to her lists and to promote the podcast. And I've just been astounded, like, oh, wow, like, I can't believe that they chose to include all of this information. Very honored and flattering to me. So you never know what people are going to pick, right? So it's a good idea to have 3 or even 4 different options depending on the length. So, any questions about the bios?
No, I already instructed you with them.
Okay. So the next thing that you want to include are some pictures. Pictures like a headshot of you, maybe a couple of different ones of different sizes, because sometimes when the podcast host is creating graphics, like Gail was yesterday, I sent her one that was a little bit too big and it wouldn't compress very well. So
No. It was a logo and your picture embedded in a Word document. And when you turn that JPG into what lives inside of a DOC, it compresses it down for file size. And when I was trying to do your picture for it, it was the size of a postage stamp. And opening it up to 1 by 2 digitized you. It looked like you were in witness protection.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, because what I do is like I even give people instructions about how to just right click on the picture and then choose an option, either, save, copy, whatever it is that you want to do with it. So
And that does work, but it's still too small. So what I'm going to offer to you for that is wherever your pictures are showing in your one sheet, put a link to a Google Drive folder or something like that so they can go and collect the original.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I'll have to update my bio with doing that then. Awesome. Yeah, because what I typically include in mine is I have a couple of different logos depending on what picture people want to choose. I've got my business logo with my picture all like together in one image. And I've got 2 samples of that. And then I've got the 2 different original pictures of just me, as well as like just the logo all on their own individually. And then I have I have my 2 book covers, because the first book cover, I decided to change it to a different one, because when I first had my cover designer come up with an idea for the cover, he came up with 2. I chose one that looked a lot more happier, the brighter one. And then a couple of years later, actually, well, no, it's been like almost 4 years later, about 3.5 years later, I decided to switch the covers just as an experiment to see if people would resonate with the other cover better. And surprisingly, they did, because my book sales shot up. So
Wow.
I think it's because the newer book cover has a black background. It has hands cupping a candle flame. So it's all black, and then there's the hands with a candle flame. So it's like black and orange. And I'm thinking, when people are so depressed, they're in that place of darkness, right?
Yeah.
And they need that little glimmer of hope, that little bit of light that they have a hard time seeing. So I'm thinking it's the psychological connections that way that made people really resonate with the darker cover. Whereas the lighter cover for me, it's like, a woman on a beach looking up at the sun, nice blue sky, nice, beach in the background, rainbow going through the sky. It's all like, sunshine and rainbows, and, life is lovely, right?
Yeah.
But when you're in that place of darkness, you don't see that.
Right.
Even though that's where I went to, right? Because I was in both. Like, I used to be depressed. I used to be suicidal. I did try killing myself. I've been through all this crap. And now, like, along my journey, I learned all these different strategies and techniques to live a happier life. And so now I'm at that place of lightness. And the people that I'm trying to reach with my book are still in that place of darkness. So I think that's why that book cover has made such a difference.
And
That makes total sense.
So any kind of
amazing insight.
So any kind of images that you have that you're like attached to with your business. So like Tamara, with yours, you would have like maybe an image of like the essential oils, right? Sue, you would have like some of your jewelry, or like things like that you can include anything that is a relevant image.
Okay.
Yeah.
And speaking as a podcast host, one of the things that so excited me about Lorraine's one sheet that I saw was that it gave me everything I needed right there, right? And I didn't have to worry about tweaking it and getting approval for how I tweaked it. Because
and you also didn't have to email me back and forth saying, "Oh, can you also give me this?" Or you forgot to include this, or so it's like a huge time saver too. And like Gail said, like the podcast hosts appreciate it when they have everything, boom, it's all presented to them right then and there.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So something that I actually didn't have on mine initially but which I've actually since looked up, and this has been something that's recommended. And even Gail had asked me, when I went on her podcast yesterday, if I could prepare a few questions to talk about for her to ask me, or some talking points. So that's the third thing here on the list, are just a couple, 2, 3, 4 questions, maybe 2 or 3 talking points that you can share with your podcast host that you don't mind talking about. And this is actually something that kind of came up a few years ago when I first started doing these podcasts. One guy was saying, well, can I ask you about your rape? Because I was raped when I was a virgin, and that sort of is what led to me having the initial, bout of depression and the trauma and everything. And I said, yeah, I said, I'm an open book. Literally, you can ask me anything, because it's those kinds of questions that interest people, that people want to know, that they're afraid to ask, but I want them to know that it's okay to ask, and it's okay to talk about these things. So I said, yeah, I have no problems, I have no problems with you asking me these kinds of questions. So even including vulnerable questions, I mean, depending, of course, what the topic is that you're talking about on the podcast, but you can tailor your questions, you can change them and gear them to each podcast host as well. As long as you have your sort of your working basic template of your one sheet or your podcast sheet, whatever you want to call it, then you can change those questions, as you give it to different people.
And I'm going to insert here, because my opinion is that if you do this one sheet in Canva, it's very easy to go in and update the questions for whatever podcast you're sending it to. Right?
And then I had a question afterwards. So
you can ask now.
You mentioned 2 or 3 talking points, and you mentioned some vulnerability stuff. Should you focus on questions that, you commonly get asked because that people are asking about those, or questions that you wish people would ask you? Or
Both.
a mixture?
Both. And you can even say, people commonly ask me this, but I wish they would ask me this.
That's brilliant. I like that.
Yeah.
Because that way, it allows the podcast host to know that, hey, you're willing to talk about all of these things, and it lets them direct the direction of the podcast conversation. So it'll be up to them if they want to go there, right? A lot of people don't like going there, but if you're willing to, then hey, they might surprise you and say, yeah, let's do this. Let's talk about this. Because nobody talks about it, especially if it's something that is really not talked about that much, especially on social media, especially putting yourself out there like that, and really getting into the nitty-gritty, dirty, salacious details of something. And then, talking about what happened, or the solution, or, the experience, whatever it happens to be. That's one of the things that when I first started writing and sharing my stories online, that's one thing people really loved about me, is that I was authentic. I didn't hold anything back. I told it like it is, this is what happened, this is how I dealt with it, and this is what I've learned since, and they just admired and respected that vulnerability for me to admit things that I had gone through.
Awesome.
So people really appreciate the authenticity portion of that. So great question, Tamara. Any other questions, ladies? No?
Not at the moment.
What's next?
Okay. So important information.
Okay.
Now, under this category of important information can be links to anything that's pertinent to your business. So for me, in my one sheet, I include my media and book release about From Note to Hope. I include free chapters to it because I have 2 chapters free available online. I include a poem that summarizes my life journey. I include a link to my business services. And I include a link to the steps to becoming an author, which actually ties into, which is my call to action. CTA is call to action or / freebie that you want to give to people. And we're just skipping over this one here, so let's just quickly mention this. This is easy. Social media, SM, social media and contact information. Include your social media links, your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, wherever you're found online. And what's not included in mine, I actually have to update it, add my phone number. Phone number and preferred method of communication, which is either email or Facebook Messenger. That's my personal way of I like communicating. You might have it, you might prefer a different way. So say your preferred method of communication, include all your social media links, because some people are only on Facebook. Some people are only on Twitter. They love one, they hate the other. Some people only are on LinkedIn, because it's more of a professional network place. So yeah, include all of your information there. And then, of course, your call to action, whatever you want people to do at the end of the podcast, if you want them to reach out to you, how you want them to reach out to you, if you want them to just pick up a freebie from your website, or if you have like a different kind of offering. For example, maybe you're doing coaching and you want to give them a free 30-minute strategy session, discovery session, whatever you want to call it, right? And then you let people know how they can get in touch with you for that. So that's basically about it. I did have a couple of things, though, that I wanted to share with you as a bonus. And it's not, let's see. It doesn't directly relate to the one sheet, but it talks about podcasts. And I only had 6 little things I wanted to just list off. So when you're doing a podcast, speak clearly. Avoid doing the or those awkward pauses kind of thing. And I know I'm totally guilty of doing that because I listen to myself when I'm speaking on a podcast and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that I said that so much or that I did that so much. So practicing speaking and replaying it back to you is a really great tip. Another one is to speak more slowly so that you avoid inserting that, those kinds of things that just take up extra time and space, especially if you're doing a podcast in a limited amount of time, right? You only have 20 minutes. And you're filling it, half of those with all those kinds of awkward things. So that was one of the tips that I know that I had to improve on, that I still work on improving on, is speaking clearly. Using a headset or earbuds. Gail's got hers, I've got mine. Yeah, those kinds of things. Dressing appropriately. Considering your background and lighting. Sometimes we just have to work with what we have. And getting the angles right, like rather than like this or like this, right?
Right.
Things like that. And being aware of your background. Like Squeakers has opened my closet door. which you can see right there. It was closed earlier. Now she's opened it. So how can I hide it? I can hide it right
There you go. Good job.
right? And Squeakers, this being such a fun place to be, I knew that I didn't have to be super professional, which is one of the other tips I had, is to be professional, right? And not to have outside distractions interrupting you. So if you have, people that you live with coming, knocking on their, oh, hey, I need you. Like, no, do not disturb. Hang a do not disturb sign, or tell them beforehand, like, hey, I'm going to be doing this. I can't be interrupted between 7 and 8. Leave me alone. Handle any emergency on your own. Unless somebody's dying and bleeding all over the floor, don't freaking bother me, okay? kind of
I
thing.
fall back on the Irma Bombeck rule. Do you guys know who Irma Bombeck? You know who Irma Bombeck is?
Life is a bowl of cherries.
Yes. Her rule, and she had 3 young children. She wrote from home back in the 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She was the trailblazer for all this stuff we're doing, right? And she was like, smoke or blood. That's it. You leave me alone unless there's smoke or blood. That's it. I find that very, very useful.
Yeah, I liked her.
Pretty straightforward.
Absolutely.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lorraine. That has been excellent information.
You're
love
welcome.
the way that it came together.
It's
what were you going to say?
Oh, I'm just trying to paste the link into the chat, and for some reason it's not. I don't know. Copy link. Here, wait, maybe.
I want to give a quick shout out
there
to
we go.
people who stopped by. Oh, awesome. We will do that.
Yeah, I noticed that we had somebody join us there. I see Joanne.
Yes.
We'll get to Joanne in just a second. I just want to say hi to Susan Siegel Majors, Erica Hatfield, Leslie Brecken, and Mandy Snell that are watching us in the Facebook group. They're not on screen with us today, but they're watching us in the Facebook group. So I just want to say hi.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining us, Queens.
Hi.
And next, I want to, first of all, thank you so much, Lorraine. That was awesome. We will definitely follow that link, and I am going to follow your advice on that. That's some amazing insights.
Absolutely.
And now I want to pivot to welcoming Joanne Angelberry Cologne. Before I ask her what her realm, what her magic, and what her drink is, I am going to acknowledge her because without her magic, Tamara Collins wouldn't be well enough to join us today.
All right.
Oh, well,
And they can tell us all about that in a second. But hi, Joanne. How you doing?
Hey, ladies. How is everybody tonight? Today, whatever time it is, wherever you are, I'm doing well for Friday. It's my day off, but yes, here I am.
Well, wonderful that you joined us on your day off. I'm honored.
Yes. I do my best to try to be around your energy, Miss Gail. It makes my day, and the rest of you for that matter.
Same.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so
sorry
your
that
realm, your magic. What?
I said sorry I do not have my tiara on today.
That's okay, my dear. You are always crowned with that gorgeous head of curls you have.
Yes.
Thank you much.
Yeah.
Thank you much. So my drink, I don't have one. I literally don't even have a drink in my hand.
All right, that's enough. You're out.
Unless you want to
Okay.
qualify a hot cocoa Dunkin' Donuts that's finished, that I finished about a half hour ago.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Paper cups can be chalices too.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
right.
There you go. And my magic. I guess theoretically, based on the fact that Tama is feeling better, I guess that would be my magic today. In reference to just helping her realign her energy and direct her into allowing her to release whatever it was she was holding on to so she can feel a little better. So my magic is just sending out that visualization today to helping anybody who has something that they're holding on to that might be clogging up their mind and their system, and just sending them a specific color that's associated with one chakra and helping them move that color through their body so they can feel better. Whether it's a short-term fix my goal is hopefully long-term fix that she continues to do it, and before she knows it, she'll actually really feel better.
That's
Awesome.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very, very cool. All righty. So this has been awesome. We are literally like 30 seconds from 5 o'clock my time. Oh, one thing I did want to add to what Lorraine was talking about as far as that important information section. I know something that would help me with my hosts. And those of you like Sue and Tracy and Joanne know this like in spades. I suck with time zones. So if I got a podcast bio breakdown one sheet that says important information, I am local to this time zone. That makes scheduling and everything so much easier for me. You know.
Okay.
This is where I'm located. This is the times, and don't give me some Indiana shit where the state is split, right?
We don't care.
Or crazy Arizona stuff where we're supposed to be mountain zone, but in the summer we're at the beach. Really? But
that's a really good point, and I'm glad that you brought that up, Gail, because
that's good.
So many people have issues with time zones, and they'll say, "Oh, come and join me at this time." Well, okay, but like AM, PM, and what time zone are you in? Like, can you be more specific, please? Right. Yeah, so that's a really good point.
Right.
And it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to put in there the link to the timeconverter.com so they can see what time their time as opposed and what time it's going to be for you. I don't know. People, I over provide shit people never use, so take it with a grain of salt, but I think it would be helpful.
Right.
Alrighty, so here we go. Thank you so much, Lorraine, for showing up.
You're
the
welcome.
Training is hugely valuable. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you.
Excellent information.
Very welcome.
Awesome stuff. And thank you, Joanne, for what you've done this week for Tamara. I was really starting to worry about her because, I mean, it shouldn't be hanging on this long. So she definitely required some intervention. And thank you for being the one to help. Ladies, Paquin ladies. The Paquin ladies. Oh, my gosh.
Yes, we are.
Thank you so
I
much.
know, we're scary. We're scary
Thanks
ladies.
for having me here, Gail.
Absolutely.
It was lovely meeting all you ladies. Hope to have further conversations.
I hope we see you again.
Yes, I hope we have further conversations for sure.
Awesome.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
All right, everyone. It is Friday, 5:02. Get the hell out of here.
Okay. See you next time. Bye.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, you do the thing.